Hello, everybody, and welcome. Welcome to another episode of the First Fruits Stock Club. First and foremost, I want to thank you guys for giving me a few moments of your time. I know it's a lot online, so I'm truly blessed to have your attention today. Attention is the new currency in today's world. So I thank you so much for just giving me a few moments. First, man, I just have to discuss quickly about man why I do this, and I'm gonna ask you guys disclosure: the information provided in the First Fruit Stock Club's podcast, educational and informational purposes only, not to be considered financial, investment, tax, or legal advice. All right, continue to go through it. I'll give you a second. All right. So every show, I like to ask a question, right? And today's question and financial defense. Are you playing financial offense and financial defense? I get it. I get it. I know that you're out there and I'm talking to you who's right now, you're killing it, right? You're killing it financially. You're on the offensive and you're getting it. You're getting after it, whatever, but you don't play defense. You spend majority of the income that you make. And then there's some of you out there that's like, look, I don't really care about the money. I just want to help people, right? My goal is to help people. But the problem is that you can't help people with an empty plate. You can't help someone if your plate is empty and their plate is empty. How are you going to help them? You can't. Therefore, you need to play financial offense and financial defense. And some of you out there are stuck, you can't make a decision. You've been in the same position forever. Right. You need to play financial offense and financial defense to get unstuck, to move to the next level. And some of you, you're great financially, like you do all the right things. Save your money, you don't spend on the lavish things, you save and you do everything you're supposed to do, but you don't ever take any chances, right? You don't take any chances. So you can't go to that next level that you could do. You missed so many investments came across your face, but you didn't take a chance on them. You have to play financial offense and financial defense. So today's focus, and this will be a two-part show. One show we're going to talk about financial offense, and one show we're going to discuss financial defense, right? And I discuss financial offense all the time. So today I'm going to spend a little bit more on financial defensive strategies. All right. So the first the first strategy that we're going to discuss in regards to how to play financial defense is you need a tax shield, right? You need a tax shield. Your taxes will always go up. There will always be a reason for the government to raise your taxes or locally to raise your taxes. They always go up. So you need what's called a tax shield. So you can make all the money you want. So we have a progressive tax system. So the more money you make, the higher level of taxes you're going to get taxed at. Okay. So you need a system to help you save more in your taxes. You need a tax shield. Well, most corporations, and I had the opportunity to use this also, tax shield is real estate, right? So having real estate is definitely commercial real estate. That is, I've owned commercial real estate. I don't own commercial real estate now. I am missing my tax shield, so I had to find another tax shield. It's crazy. So I'm having a conversation with my CPA. Had very good year. One of these years, I won't say which one, but and I was looking for a way to pay less in taxes. And you hear all these things online. Well, oh, you can buy a vehicle that's. I'm discussing this with my CPA. Oh yeah, I should go out because it sounds really good. Like you get a new vehicle, you can depreciate, and that's great. But he said, Donald, you get a tax deduction if you give a large percentage of it away. And that's a tough discussion, right? Giving a large percentage of it away, right? And really, yes, because it's going to be taken in taxes anyway. So giving is a tax shield. And really, that's what I really try to teach in a club, the First Fruit Stock Club. So not only that we're investing, right? But we're giving, right, our profits, some of our profits away. You should give some of your profits away because you can't spend it anyway. The more you make, the more they're going to tax you. So it makes sense for you to have a tax shield, and giving is a tax shield. And don't let you want to give a portfolio away. Ooh, that's the next level. You're not ready for that yet. But join the First Fruit Stock Club, and I can teach you how to do that. All right, next, right? So we have the tax shield. We have to create an investor's budget. Like I know everyone they hear the name budget and they think of shrinkage, right? But we're creating an investor's budget. What's the difference between an investor's budget and a regular budget? We're budgeting not to shrink our finances, which is good. Budgeting is great, right? You have to budget. I budget, right? I mean, done it for a long time. Don't we have it, my wife and I, we had to go over our budget as a household, look at our expenses, and we're trying to see where we can cut and always trying to save more. But investor budget is a little different, right? Because an investor budget, investing because a line becomes a line item in your budget. Said something there. I said something there. All right. Investing becomes a line item in your budget. That means investing becomes just as a bill. Investing is a bill that will actually pay you back. All right, wrong button. Anyway, so investing becomes a bill that will pay you back. Investing needs to be a bill, okay? If you want to take it serious, because this economy is designed to take every ounce of your income, and it will, all right? But if you intentionally invest and you create an investor's budget, then that changes everything, right? So now investing becomes a line item. And I say, if we're creating an investor's budget, right, we're taking that investor's bill, right, and we're depositing that money into a brokerage account. Okay. Taking that bill, just like we pay our bill, but yet we're transferring money from our bank account to our brokerage account. And man, if you do that every month for a few months, oh, don't do it for a year, or don't do it for a few years, right? You take your finances to the next level. Okay. All right. you take your finances to the next level. So, investing, having an investor budget is very critical. That's playing defense, right? The budget and giving is playing defense so we can keep more of the money that we have. And what happens is we have to we have to give and invest at the front of our paycheck. You can't do that in the end. The economy is too strong. It pulls too much mentally for you to spend at the back end of your paycheck. There, see, if you think about it like this, if you get paid on a monthly or on a bi-weekly basis, that means companies have to make money bi-weekly or monthly, right? So therefore, for most companies, you are their income, which they become your expense. So somehow they get money out of your pocket, which is fine. Like we don't, you know, the United States and even foreign countries, foreign companies make some outstanding products. So I'm not sitting here and saying that you shouldn't buy anything. I'm saying that at the beginning, at the front, the first fruits of your paycheck should be put into giving and into investing. And you should treat them as a bill. If you don't, when the economy comes at the different stages, because the truth is your money isn't yours. The economy is always coming for your money. Okay. It isn't yours. And it will get your money, right? It will get your money, right? So how do you get in front of the economy before it starts to come after your money? By giving, you get a tax break, you get some of your money back, right? Um, you know, or you pay less. I don't know about getting money back, but you pay less in taxes by giving, okay? And two, by keeping up with inflation, right? Try to save and you're earning a percent or whatever in the bank while the market is on a tear, 20 something percent. Last few years, 20, it's like I think 18 to 20% since the bottom of in April 7th, just there. Okay. And I'm not discussing a 401k. I'm saying having an investment plan where you can have access to your money to improve your lifestyle. That's what it's about, improving your lifestyle. All right. So that's it for this segment of playing offense and playing defense. We have to play it. When we become adults, we become pros at our finances automatically, and we have to play offense and defense. And as well as that, paying off our debts, having less debt. Dave Ramsey has a great program, right? I believe in investing too while you're paying off debts. And think about it. What if you had a stock paying you income and you could take your income and pay down your debts with it? Yeah, that's too much for you guys. All right. So look, let's move to the next segment. All right. Let's look at how the stock market perform. Always do it on a week. This show is a weekly basis. So I do it on a weekly basis. All right. So let's look how the stock market perform. All right. All right. And I'm trying to get better at these sound effects. Okay. All right. So the Dow Jones Industrial Average, man, we started out at about 4,800. I mean 41,859, and today, excuse me. So down for the week for 389 points. Down for the week. This is really a time of financial defense, and I mean, I was able to put in some trades uh, when Donald Trump said that they were working on a deal. I was I was in my brokerage account like bing, 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 bing. So I put in some trades and as of Friday I exited, because the trades had man, they, you know, I showed the Nvidia trade last week of 100 and something percent. I had Palantir was up 300%. Um so I'll go through some of the other trades next few weeks. But right now it's more of a defensive. There's not as much volume in the market. So this is a great time to pick up some dividend stocks and create a dividend portfolio for yourself where you can generate monthly income. And if you want help with that, join the club. But anyway, Dow Jones Industrial Average, you see where we started and where we are now. Let's go. S&P 500, we started the week. We're down 77.40 points. The NASDAQ down 222 points on the week. So, so we started the week on a high note. We're down a little bit, but this is that time of year. Just think about it, right? In human behavior, kids are about to get out of school. Everybody's really thinking about vacation. Summertime is here. People want to get out. People aren't going to be trading as much, right? So, but you still may find some trades, and there's always something to do to prepare your portfolio. And this, it could, so even though the volume may be low now, it can pick up at any time. So you just want to be prepared. But this is a good time to have cash and also to invest in some dividend stocks to pay you monthly income. All right. Always stress that. All right. So this is the next segment called Let's Make Some Money. All right. So let's make some money. Today's stock spotlight is Meta Platforms. This is one of my favorite stocks. I own a lot of Meta. Um, and I also trade Meta pretty often when it hits my my models for Meta. But Meta Platforms, of course, founded as Facebook in 2004, founded in California, and Mark Zuckerberg. Everybody pretty knows him. So its industry is technology, social media, AI, and virtual reality. So Meta is a tech conglomerate known for its social media platforms, right? So Facebook, Instagram, Messenger, WhatsApp apps. I have never used the Oculus. I need to maybe buy that. But the Meta glasses I heard are pretty good. The Quest, I've never tried it, but I've heard that they're pretty cool. So I might have to buy me a pair. Cool. So Meta really had think about a year ago, stock went all the way down to like $180. I was able to definitely pick up some shares then. But um, it's because, Mark Zuckerberg was on this mission of building this virtual reality um, platform for Meta. And he was spending a lot of money. And, investors felt that he was wasting his money. So when he finally decided to cut the program and start reinvesting in the company, that's when the stock started taking off again. All right. So but Meta, I really believe is on the edge of AI right now because um, they've really been able to use it in their ad platforms and creating better ads. And they work a lot with small businesses. If you want to promote, you're definitely trying to be on Meta and on Instagram. All right. So this is a trade. I did trade Meta early this year. I was able to purchase. It's at $23 now. Man, so I purchased initially at um what did I bought it at like 20 and it started to go down like immediately. I think they were brought in for questioning for the court. So I started to I started to put so anyways, it just started going. So I said, well, I'm gonna get out the trade right now. So the trade went all the way down to I think like 15 right here, $15. And maybe a little bit less than 15, maybe 14 something. And I ended up getting back in this trade. And like I said, as of last Friday, I closed out basically everything. My whole account. I have a few positions. These are option positions. But I closed out everything just for the fact of volume is drying up and human behavior as people are on the side. But this is a great time for you to get set up to develop a plan, an income plan, develop a strategy, and prepare for the next leg up because it could happen at any time, right? The next leg up can happen at any time. But if you think that you're not going to develop a plan and be ready, and that you're going to all of a sudden get in it, then you're like, well, I missed it, you know. So developing a plan and understanding the different cycles of the market is very important. But you have to be in it, right? And it's great to also have a community where you can talk about it and discuss to be in it. All right, let's go. Heard and Grapevine. All right. Moody downgrade the U.S. sovereign debt. We have the best debt in the world. Okay. So the downgrade to me did not really mean too much. I mean, the market just shrugged it off. But I mean, our debt is important, but we can print our way out of any debt. So we can just we have the power because we have the reserve currency to print our way out of any issues. Now we print, then of course that's where the inflation comes from. So it's important that we do find a way to reduce our debt and our national debt and to cut the debt down. Now, how that is accomplished, we'll have to see. That's been one of President Trump's target. Walmart warned of higher prices, and this is something to really look at towards the third and fourth quarter of this year. Walmart's definitely people buy a lot of Christmas gifts, especially for kids. So Walmart saying that they're going to increase their prices, that's a problem. We'll see with that. We'll see how that ends up. And Donald Trump said you're going to eat it. So we'll see who wins that battle. All right. And Computex is a global technology trade show. And forgot what country it is. It's in Asia, in one of the Asian countries. And Nvidia was there, and the CEO of Nvidia did a presentation, and he discussed a lot about humanoid robots. Like that's a real big thing, and how the Nvidia chip is going to be put in these humanoid robots. And they're saying, that, in the next 7 years, humanoid robots is really going to be a big thing. You know, I can see it, but you never know until So I can remember. Look, I've been in the stock market investing for a long time, not as heavy as I am now, but in 2000, they discussed they were very enthusiastic about the internet, right? Of course, they overbuilt and had overcapacity, so and they pull earnings forward. Okay, they pull earnings forward for these companies, meaning um, they say, look, it's going to, in the next few years, it's going to earn X or $2 billion more or whatever. And what happens is, X may never come. So what happens, the market will get tired of X and they'll build all this overcapacity, right? And with that overcapacity, right, earnings become less because it becomes less investment. They stop investing. That happened in 2000, right? Everybody was nervous about converting their computers over to the 2000 from 1999 to 2000. That was a really big deal back then. So, yeah. So looking forward, I think AI is definitely will definitely continue to take the markets to new highs. Is definitely the future, but you just have to stay on the pulse and look at the dominating companies that are really going to be able to use AI because it will be a shakeout, just like it was in the dot com. It'll be a shakeout, okay, and it always happens and will again. All right, so um, let's see. Last thing on the grapevine. Okay, cool. So Man, I'm in the show today, but I'm gonna start doing what is a word of the day. Today's a simple word. It's called word is yield. Okay. Finance refers to the income you earn on an investment, usually shown as a percentage. It's often used when discussing dividends, interest, or bond payments. For example, the stock has a 5% yield, meaning for every $100 you invest, you earn $5 of passive income. All right. So, with bonds right now and bond yields, people are getting nervous again. You know, it happened last year too. So this time somehow the media always starts to discuss our bonds and our debt, which is debt is a problem, but we have the greatest stock market in the world. Everybody wants our debt. They use our debt for their retirement plan. That's what happened in 2008, right? They used our debt so they can retire throughout the world. So when you pay those interest payments to your car, and people buy that, they group it up and they sell it throughout the world. And so stay out of debt if you can, right? Stay out of debt. All right. So in saying that, man, I really thank you guys for giving me a few moments of your time again. Man, you have to play offense and defense. Doesn't matter who you are, as grown-ups, we have to play financial offense and financial defense. If you want to financially have the lifestyle you want, right? We have to play financial offense and financial defense. We want to help people, we have to play both, right? We want to move our lives forward, um, we have to play both sides of the ball, as they say. Man, I thank you guys so much. Have a good one. Have a blessed week and have a fruitful week, weekend. Till next time. Have a good one. Thank you.